In the chaos, you draw near, whispering words I long to hear. Peace, be still, the storm will fade. At your word, the winds obey. You hold the heavens, yet call my name. You bore my cross, embraced my shame. Peace, be still. My heart is weary.
And welcome back to part two. Missions
Here we go.
101.
Let's do it.
Execution. The joy of the Lord is in the room right now.
Always.
Garrett's a knucklehead.
Man.
We're excited. Thank you guys for listening to part one. Obviously, we're filming this the same day. That's why we're all wearing the same clothes. We're not creeps, I promise.
Except me, because y'all keep it 20 degrees in the studio, so I had to put on a jacket.
We're thankful, honored that our bishop, the leader, the spiritual father in our life, and really just a dad to all three of us in general. Outside the four walls of the church as well, he's got to keep us in line. So, very grateful, very thankful. Thankful.
Yes,
Lord.
sir. One
Thank
too
you,
many.
Jesus.
Hey, what did he say in the Beach Call Dad?
Oh, bruh. What eternal purpose.
That's what I thought of when you said that.
Hey, we
I
left
couldn't
that
get
in.
it out.
We left that in because that's just funny. If y'all are wondering what he said during the Beach Calls ad,
Eternal purpose.
It's eternal purpose. But he
That's
said
right, Marvin.
eternal purpose.
Perfect.
Listen, dude. Man, for real. What an honor to have Bishop on. And talk about missions. Missions is such a forefront to this ministry. And as you guys know, the cat's out the bag. We're going to Africa in January, as you heard in part one.
Yeah.
And we are so excited. But again, I just want to kind of put the bow on that. Like, it's not a vacation for us. We're taking you guys with us.
Yeah.
We're taking this gospel over to Kenya, and we're preaching this thing. And we want to leave an impact on that nation. And just let God do what he does, man, and just show up and show out. So,
And we didn't say this on the last episode, but thank you, you and Mom, for allowing us a space to create freely.
yes.
To be us, to really be ourselves, because this podcast would not be the same if you guys were like, hey, you guys need to
Reel it back in a little bit.
make sure you wear your collared shirts, make sure you pronounce things the right way, don't shake anything, just chill.
I just ask
But,
you guys to keep us out of the FCC or any of the bad
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
or media, news.
Yeah, we try. Yeah, but no, thank you for real. Thank you guys for believing in us before we even really had a full vision.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch episode 1, we had a vision with no money, and we're like, hey, either we're going to do this or we're not going to do it. So let's just throw it out
We
there.
just did it. We just
gotta
took
do
a
it
Thank you
by-
guys.
You guys have done it by faith, man. It's really
Literally.
fun.
Yeah,
It's been fun to watch in
Yeah.
a short period of time. And I really think the reward's going to be this international trip. I really do. We've done Kings and Priests on the road.
Yeah.
That was a test, I'll be honest
Yeah.
with you, to see if you guys can handle doing it. And for you guys to do what you did in that setting, it's going to be fun to watch how we prepare, have the teams prepare over there. Caleb's going to have to be talking to Tia Laro and make sure we got the stuff set up to do it over there.
Oh, he's a good guy. Okay, I thought he was a bad guy.
May have to buy
No,
some
he's-
I was like, okay.
No, he has his
Yeah.
own production company over there.
it's
It's
gonna be
really good.
Yeah,
so,
so-
those are the things we want to do. But first of all, we appreciate you guys doing it. And listen, we don't want this church, like I said, we want this church to be able to expand outside the four walls.
Yeah.
Y'all know me. I'm not this control pastor
No.
that's going to have his hands on everything. I want you guys to have creativity.
Yeah.
I raise you guys as sons to lead, and I know you guys are going to be able to attract people to the kingdom.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not looking for members. Other churches are looking for members. They go by how many members they got. I don't know how big Living Way is.
Yeah.
But how big an impact are we having
Right.
in
There
the
you
earth
go.
is what matters
Yeah.
to me. When a pastor, like I said, my pastor friend calls me first when there's a tragedy and somewhere in the middle of nowhere on the other side of the earth, that tells me I'm having an impact.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate. When my friend calls me, wants me to do his dad's funeral on the other side of the earth, but I can't even get a local friend, church in our community
Yeah.
to work with us. That screams that we have a problem in America.
And can I say this too about Pastor Sam? He's a pastor. Is that who you're talking, Pastor Sam?
Which one?
The one who took us to dinner?
Samuel Rama that took us to the embassy.
Yeah. I thought I was saying. So, let me tell you about this man, Pastor Sam. So the one my dad is referring to. This man does not have a big church over there. But I mean, he loves his community.
Yes.
We follow him on Facebook, and just seeing him interact with his people, take care of his people. When his people are sick, man, he's there.
Yeah.
And for us, even he took us to an exclusive hotel and restaurant. Didn't even have a name on it. It's where
the
all
embassy.
it's where all the diplomats from America, from wherever country they travel from the world, they go there.
Yeah.
There were
The
actually
elite of the elite.
there were actually some elites there when we went.
Yes.
Oh,
and,
yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, most beautiful tropical African palace you
Yeah.
could think of. This man spent every dime he had to bless us with dinner.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
knew somebody there. He basically got us in the back door, but he did everything he could to bless us. And if that doesn't scream impact, I mean, I don't know what does. Because, I mean, I went home almost weeping. We rode home quiet.
Yeah.
And because, I mean, he just
We
fed
really,
us.
we really couldn't believe where we were at.
Nah.
No.
I'm not
No,
gonna
it-
lie. At first, I was scared when he said,
They grabbed our passports.
"Yeah."
didn't
When
Yeah,
we
took our
pulled
passports,
up, and
everything.
and it was dark.
We
Hey,
thought we
hand over-
were
hand
going
over
to
your
Chili's.
foot.
We didn't,
Yeah.
we didn't go to Chili's.
Nah.
Is this a Lysol commercial? You remember a Febreze commercial when they used to blindfold them?
Yeah. I was like, it's dark, and
And they didn't like us talking to each
Nah.
other.
Let me say this:
No.
the current president's son was 2 tables over from us.
Yes.
yes.
Just to put it in perspective, that's not saying anything wrong.
No,
But I mean,
no.
this man gave everything to
Yeah.
bless us with dinner.
He really
and
did. Shout out to Pastor Rama.
yeah, Pastor Sam, thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
What a blessing you are to us,
Yeah.
your family.
Yeah, but speaking of impact, like I said, our whole goal with this is to have impact when we go over there. So hopefully by this time, part 2 comes out, we have the GoFundMe up.
Yeah.
You guys feel led to sow into that. Again, we're taking you guys with us to be a part of this.
Yeah,
What?
and like I said, you know,
What's so funny?
I'm not sure. And,
Bro.
hey, while
I'm not sure.
they're cutting up, let me say this: we really need to raise $10,000 to $12,000 for this trip,
There you
not
go.
in
You
addition
heard
to
it.
our plane tickets. And you know, if there's someone out there who really could, you believe in what you love the podcast, you love what they're doing. Maybe you've been a guest on here. Sow into it because you know there's a great opportunity. I've seen a lot of people that have sowed into these things. I never promise because I don't care what you give, but I've seen people that sowed into these things believing, hey, I'm going to go on one of these one day.
Yeah,
End up being on there and now being a big part of it.
yeah, you're throwing
And-
seeds into your future.
Yeah, and you know I'm always looking for new talent, I guess you would say, to take out their new ideas. This is a great concept. I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
It's the first time we've ever taken this type of production there, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm doing a crusade. I'm still gonna do a crusade.
Yeah.
But the rest of the part will be really about living beyond Sunday and about having an impact all
And-
over. I'd love to see us do one at the high school too. I was
Yeah.
thinking about that.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
And also, this Living Way Global Missions has some big announcements coming up too. I'm not saying anything about it, but you shared a little bit of insight of your vision for Living Way Global Missions last year, and we are connected with a lot of different people now from a lot of different communities, so we can see now. You know what I'm talking about, Adrian? Your vision coming to pass, and
Yeah.
you know, we're talking about at the beginning of this. Hey, let's start getting everything ready for Living Way Global Mission. So, I mean, be looking out because there's going to be opportunities for more and more people.
And I don't
to
know
go.
if you guys, I know what you're talking about. The
Yeah.
nations are coming to this building now,
Yeah,
where it used to not be that way. But now, because we went to the nations are coming to us.
yeah,
Yeah.
People are moving from Philadelphia, from the Caribbean, and they're showing up at Living Way. Just nobody's inviting them; they're just coming in, and that's the Holy Spirit, and that's all about getting the broadcast out and things like
Yeah.
we're seeing today. So,
Yeah.
cool.
All right, so let's talk about execution.
Let's do it, man.
yeah. Part 2, execution.
Part 2.
So you leave the church and you get on the airplane. You know, you go to the airport, right? You get on the plane. You get this long flight. You got one flight to Europe, which is about 9-12 hours, and then you got that long flight down to Africa, fly all across the continent of Africa. So you get there late at night.
7-hour time difference.
Yeah, 7 hours time difference. You're really tired. You get off the plane. Everybody's just kind of, you know, like I said, that's not time to rest. You got to move fast. Get off the plane, get your baggage, and be the first one out the door. Even if you got to wait on your ride to get there, that's fine. You do not want to be the last one. These are things you learn, and you think, wow, that don't make sense. We're talking about the airport. Everything in planning and executing of a quality mission trip is into the details, because everything I learned the first time I went,
That's good.
I got pulled aside at the airport. Hey, what church are you going to? I have no idea. What's the name of the pastor? Not really sure. I knew nothing.
Yeah.
It's a miracle we got in. Do you have your shot record? I have my shots. Where's your record? I didn't have it. It was just by the grace of God we got in. So all those things that I learned on that first trip, you take with you. So when I'm like rushing Adrian through the airport, hey man, let's go. Let's hurry, go on and go. Let's get in line real quick. Let's don't lollygag behind. Let's get, people think I'm rushing or being, myself, but I'm really trying. There's a strategic point in us getting through that security quicker. The less eyes on you, the less chance you get pulled aside.
Yep. Which it really, and getting pulled to the side can take you from getting there, getting on the bus, getting home, and getting in bed, or push you back 2 hours because you're waiting on your teammate that's being questioned.
And cost you a lot of money, maybe.
Correct.
Because we can't protect you because you're going to get separated.
Yeah, you
so
can't.
Anyway,
you can't go back there with them.
You
Nobody can go back there with you. So
not
if you get
even the
pulled to the
locals.
side.
So the thing is, in the preparation, and we're getting to execution, but in everything we've prepped you for, preps you for this moment. It still amazes me. Sometimes we will have hiccups. There should be no hiccups at this point. Once you get to Nairobi, it's showtime.
Yeah.
Or Belgium or Wanakea, wherever you're at, it should be showtime.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, it's the way he keeps looking at me, dude.
Oh, Adrian.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. You can feel his
With them
eyes.
glazy,
You can
half asleep
feel
eyes.
You can feel his eyes. I know.
All right. I keep trying to ask my question and look at Bishop, but I feel him like
Staring at you. I
glancing
know.
at me,
It's
dude.
okay.
Chill
Continue.
out, bro. It's
Continue,
not
brother.
funny.
You're fine.
Where do you because it's a lot. I mean, obviously I haven't been. You guys keep reminding me of that. Now I have FOMO. Kidding.
You're going this time.
Yeah,
Amen.
like I can just keep hearing. I mean, I already said I'm just going to get to know the Lord a lot over there because I'm only eating bread and fasting. So that's what's happening for me.
I lose some weight, probably.
I can't wait.
I'm gonna lose about 30 pounds
I really
over there.
can't. The documentary is going to be our first real production.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I cannot wait because
Yeah.
we're going to film everything.
It's gonna be fun, but
No poop shots.
like where do you wait, no,
no,
poop.
no poop shot.
No, we're leaving that
Y'all
out,
see, I get some of this stuff here.
bro.
This is not
Like
execution.
Yo, you, hey,
for
listen,
you, Bishop, because I understand bringing the team and like you can, dedicate Garrett here and Adrian here, me there, or the podcast here, or whoever goes with us. But where do you find the strength, the energy, and just the, what's the word? The consistency while you're over there to keep going that drive. Where do you stomach it from?
It's really adrenaline. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You really move on adrenaline. You really do. And listen, there's times when these two guys were sitting on the stage and me and Philip were sitting out there. They brought us dinner, and literally me and Philip were asleep at the table while these guys are talking. I guess they were so boring, but anyway.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
No, I'm just
Appreciate
joking.
it.
They were very good, but you're so tired when you first get there. That you go to bed. And you really just have to push the team the whole time,
Well,
And you have to encourage everybody. There's moments where, like, we'll come back and, they'll want to go get a Coke. I'm like, hey, guys, go get a power nap. Get 1 hour. Just lay down, do something. Because it's such a rush. And you know now, at the end, if you're not prepped, you run out of gas.
Yeah.
And we were our voices were gone.
Oh, my voice was gone the day
Yeah.
that we, on the way to Africa, my voice completely went out.
Oh, it did.
We all struggled a little bit that year. So you really got to protect your voice. We had to, learn how to do that. There's a lot that goes into it.
Something that's really cool is what we do now on Thursdays. Ask Me Anything Thursday was actually birthed in Victory Church in Africa because the youth event that we did, me, you, and Kennedy sat on stage and allowed the
No,
kids.
it wasn't Kennedy. It was
Habakkuk.
Yeah.
So me, you, and Habakkuk sat on stage and allowed the kids at the youth conference. They were eating dinner and they were allowed. They were asking us all kinds of questions.
That's cool.
And over there, man, when you have a Q&A, they're gonna ask.
Yeah.
Like
And
even
They asked
And they're
anything.
very prepared.
anything.
Yeah.
But, you were asking this. I just thought about this.
That's so cool. I love all that.
Everything is in the preparation, and everything is to make sure that we have a productive mission trip that's impactful,
Yeah.
but that we don't get sight. Because it's very easy. It'd be very easy if you get lazy or lax to let it get off the rails. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you decide you're done, they're cool with it. You can just sit there all day and do nothing. You got to keep pushing. And I'm working behind the scenes with my host. Hey, where we're going? Hey, I want to take these guys shopping. Hey, they want to get their clothes done. While you guys are sleeping or taking Pepto-Bismol or something like that, I'm working behind the scenes. You know, I'm down in, you know, like they didn't know it. I was down there, you know, giving the ladies tips to make sure the waiters and the waitresses tips so they take care of my team. They knew they were going to be with me, so they got taken care of better when they came down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everything is in prep. Hey, Garrett, you can go over there and get you a Coke. They got water over there. So everything is in that kind of exploring and figuring out, you know, what the lay of the land is. Because when we got there, we think we're staying at the guest house. They throw you a curveball. Hey, you're going to be at a hotel.
Yep.
I'm like, hey, I'm not staying at this hotel. No, it's a different hotel. I'll give it a shot. If I don't like it, we're moving back over here.
Yep.
So I have to navigate that stuff and then I have to encourage y'all, hey, it's okay, chill, even though I may be going, hey, I'm not really sure what's going on. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'll pull them aside and I say, listen, dude, this place better be a good place. Y'all don't see the interaction between me and my host. And you guys see the friendly stuff, and no offense to our host, we love them, but you see the friendly. There's some heavy duty negotiations.
Yeah.
And, you know, because no offense to our team, they're going to say, hey, I need $1,000. I say, listen, I got 200. What we get for that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you went over there and didn't know, you'd be fleeced $2,000. And something that cost you $100. I know what things cost.
And
I was in a car one time. Let me say this real quick. And they were taking me to the wrong place. I tapped the guy on the shoulder. I said, "You're going the wrong way." Oh, we're going to shortcut. I said, "No, turn right here and go back to Tom. Take me back to Tom's house." When we were in the car, and the guy was taking us a different direction because he wanted to get more fare. You know what I mean? And so it's key to have somebody that knows where they're at.
For sure.
You know?
So 2 things. Number 1, when you said Coke, Garrett, go and get you a Coke. That is the sweetest thing I can hear in Africa because the Coke Zero just hits different in
It is
Africa.
really good.
Oh,
It's
all
vital, yeah.
All the sodas are so much better.
Completely.
I cannot wait. The chips are so much better. Oh my god,
Everything's natural.
I can't wait to get there. But number 2, I really do have a question, and I think this is a big one. So in networking, how do you find someone that you trust in execution? Because when it comes to execution, you have to have a pastor or someone over there that you trust. But there are a lot of people that say they're this online, but they're not really that. So then you get into that moment where you show up at the airport. They got all your money, but they ain't there to pick you up, and you ain't got a trip.
Do y'all know how often that happens with people from America that go there and they get
Oh,
from
hoodwinked by people?
So how did you do it?
So let me explain. So the last time I went in 2015 with our other host, God bless, a wonderful man, Pastor John Lori and Alba Gospel Church. They were phenomenal hosts for a few years that we went. Bishop Tim called me after we did the last crusade with those guys, and we've been friends on Facebook since I've been going, but I didn't know it said Tom Bungu or Bungu Tom or something. And this guy reaches out and he goes, "Hey, that was really good. We could do something bigger." I thought, okay, I'm just same old stuff. You guys get stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Well, he was coming to the States. He told me he'd come to the States a lot. He was in the States. I was in Disney World. He goes, "Hey, I'm in the States. I'm thinking about coming." This is a couple of years later. "I'm thinking about coming to your church." I said, "Okay." I said, I'm in Disney World, but I'll have somebody come pick you up at the airport, get you a ticket, send me your flight number. Let's connect. Let's just meet and see how it goes. So that's how I started that. Let's meet. Well, he told me he almost didn't buy the ticket. Okay.
Yeah, he told us that last time.
Yeah, he ended up finally at the last moment buying a ticket. Jerry picked him up. We met, went to Waffle House, sat around, and that's how we got to know each other. He came here and preached, stayed here, I think, for 3 days. I trusted him. So I said, let me do an exploratory trip.
Yeah.
Me, Doug, and Jerry went a few months later, and the rest is history. This guy brought 15,000 people out in the middle of a field in the middle of nowhere. I walked on stage. I could not believe it.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the most. I look back at pictures, and it's
2017.
like, oh no, I'm sorry. I'm talking about this last trip though.
Oh, the last one.
Yeah, where there was they said there was 15 to 20,000 out, and
the night Jonah preached was almost $20,000.
Every bit of it. But let me paint a picture for you guys real quick. So when you walk up on the side stairs of the stage is probably about 5 foot tall, and you look straight ahead and you just see the sun setting. But as you're seeing the sunset, you're seeing people dance and the dust kick up from the ground from them worshiping. And it is just there's a huge building right in front, and the sun goes down right to the side of it.
Yep. Through the trees.
Through the trees. And you're sitting there just looking at God's beauty and just worship, man. Because through all the fog and dust, man, you go home and every bit of your
You're
clothes is dusty, man. You got dust inside your nose and I mean inside your ears. Everywhere you touch, you get just dust. But
It's just 2 hours, 3 hours of power.
it is so beautiful to see people and man breakthroughs happen because those
Yeah.
people come expecting. When they come, they have serious ailments. They have serious stuff they're dealing with. If they, once again, when you talk about praying, if they don't pray, they know their next meal's not coming.
And people are being delivered. It's not like here, I know you guys have been talking
Not in
about
that kind of way.
It's
That's
not
not
about
bad.
altar calls.
I
It's
didn't mean
not
it like
about any specific worship. It's not anything. Things are happening when the kingdom of God is being preached. People are being healed during the preaching,
Yeah.
during the worship, during the dancing. Miracles are taking place all the time because we're in the kingdom of God.
Yep.
You don't have to wait for an altar call. There is no altar call. We're all one big altar call.
Amen.
It's all about the kingdom, man.
Yep.
And
Amen.
they showed up, and I believe God met their need because they just showed up. Some of them came for hours to get there.
Yeah, our faith
You know.
connected.
So,
yeah.
so the thing is, you ask, how do you trust? And you do have to find the right people.
Yeah.
I trust the gang members to be our security more than I do the police department. I don't want to put that too much out there, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
And the witch doctors gave us more grace than some of the pastors there. Wow. So, because they made a way for us to get there.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have to go through maybe not the traditional way to get what we want. And I've learned how to navigate that. Most people don't know. They'll go over there with some church leader or something like that, and they basically are like you said, like I said earlier in the other broadcast, they're painting the same bathroom 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, but I think one of the biggest things for us is having people to shop for you. It's something that you don't think about, but when they see an American come over there, they think that you all have money. So they say, hey, if you go in the store versus me going in the store, you're going to pay 3 times as much.
Sure.
So I said, just give me your money, give me this much. And once again, building people we trust, but those people are family. Even if they took money from me, I wouldn't, just being honest about it, whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I trust them to go in and buy, and they do.
You have to build a relationship before you build the assignment.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
You really do.
Yeah.
You got to have
That's good.
trust.
Wait, say that again.
And-
Say that again.
You have to build a relationship before you can build the assignment.
That's good.
So listen to me very carefully. That's why I tell people, like, if you're going to be on my mission team, you're not allowed to be communicating with anybody over there. Now, you say, well, you can't tell me what to do. Yeah, I can, because you can't go. If you do and you jeopardize this mission, you put my life in jeopardy.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
And my job is to get you back home. And I don't want you to put me in jeopardy. Well, where are we staying? Oh, you're going to send somebody that you think you know over there with the address where we're staying?
No.
You just jeopardize the whole team.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And that's not to be ugly or anything, but my job is I got to bring home everybody, their family. I know if we do everything the right way, we're going to come home to our family. But, we've had instances where people, you get kind of nonchalant in the mall because it's, it feels like you're at Lenox Mall. You're not in Lenox Mall. And people got sidetracked. I found some that has got sidetracked one day. And I really got sideways with the team. When we got back, we had a meeting. And I remember going in the room. It was one of the times that they said, I think you're a little harsh. I said, no. I said, my job is to bring them home to their families. And they can, I'd rather them be mad at me than me to have to go home and tell their family that they didn't listen and they disappeared and we don't know where they're at.
Very true.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how serious it is. Now, there are times because I have built a trust and I have real friendships, not a Facebook friendship.
Yeah.
I have real
Yeah.
relationships with people that I can trust people to say, Adrian, you can go with William Mamoli or Edwin and you can go to Glory Land Church and preach. And it's going to be okay. This guy here is good. Garrett, you can go over here. My own son. Garrett, you can stay here and preach
Yep.
with them. I'll go with Philip. Me and Philip will go with Edwin, and we'll preach somewhere we don't even know where we're going.
Let me tell you, I was with Cecilia, and you mess with me in front of Cecilia, she'll
So
beat you
I
down.
built those relationships. But if I had not,
Cecilia's
we'd
got
all
me.
be together going everywhere we go together.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? But through
So you watch out.
not just through real friendship and not just transactional connections like through Facebook. A lot of people go to, I'm telling you, you'd be amazed how many pastors go on mission trips off somebody they met on Facebook because just like you had the AI
That's
thing,
terrifying.
these guys create AI that they have a orphanage. Most of it's fake. Tom's got a great story about a friend of his that these guys got him in some kind of investment thing with
It was
diamonds
it
and
was
stuff.
diamonds. Yeah, it was
It
diamonds.
was diamonds.
Yeah,
Diamonds.
remember that?
diamonds.
Yeah.
This guy lost everything he owned, and Tom was like, "Do not do it. Do not." And the guy said, "Oh, it's this is the deal." You know, and it was through an acquaintance that Tom knew the guy, kind of, sort of the guy that was hoodwinking him. And he's like, "No, don't do it, don't do it." And the guy just blew it, and he calls Tom. He's
Well,
like, "Hey, I'm
the
here."
guy dodged Tom because Tom told him it wasn't a good idea, and
That
he
is
didn't want to hear
correct.
that. He
He
said,
didn't
"I
wanna
don't
hear
trust
it.
that guy." He said, "It's not a good idea."
And I've told people, like, here, hey, do not communicate with these. Do not, because they're sure enough. Next thing I know, and you know the worst. And there are tough things to this thing, because sometimes by our generosity, by including a lot of people, it sometimes puts the whole mission at jeopardy.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but I have to do what God called us to do and make disciples to the nation. So I'm always going to continue to do that. I'm not just going to take me and Stacy, or just me and another pastor, me and O'Neill, or me and Adrian. We're not just going to go over there and do it ourselves. It's got to be a team effort. If it's not, I won't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to shed a little more light on that deal, because this is how savage those men were to this guy. So they told him that they were going to put him in one of the most elite hotels in Africa. So they put him up in there. He stayed about 12 days, something like that. He said he ended up staying like 2 weeks because he was trying to figure stuff out, you know. And these guys had told him, "Hey, we're going to take care of the hotel for you." After 2 weeks in a 5-star resort in Africa, they found out when they went to leave
$400 a night over.
Jesus.
that it was not paid for, and that they owed it or they weren't going anywhere. So then he called Bishop Tom saying, "Hey, can you please help me?"
Then they done took
Because,
all his life savings, everything he had. So
Yeah.
when I'm telling you, you say, "Oh, it would never happen." It's happened even in the 15 years we've been doing ministry. We've had people get hood. I promise you, there are people that have sent money over there that have lost money because they didn't listen to me, and have lost a lot of money because somebody promised them something and didn't get it. I also have had people that try to build their own thing off this thing. That's not what we're about.
No.
We're about the mission.
Yep.
God will open the door for you somewhere else, or
Yep.
in another thing. And I told Bishop Tom, if we're going to have a relationship, we got a partnership. If I can't trust you and you can't trust me, we can't be partners.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard you say that to him. Yeah,
There's been times where the money would get a little weird, because it takes a lot of money to take people over there. But I'll say, I'm done. We're not spending no more money. That's it. And you have to be that firm.
Yeah.
And some people are not that way. And
Yeah.
and it's all about the mission. We're there to partner.
Yeah.
yeah. And one thing I love about the mission trips is it is work. By the end of the trip, you are so worn out. I mean, you've truly given everything you've gotten. But the cool part about it is the way that you bring out the cultures. So what I'm saying is, when we go, we're not staying at 5-star resorts. We're staying with mostly Bishop Tom and Cecilia in their home. And so that's one thing. We bring out the cultures, and not only that, but you also let the team experience like Masi Mara, which is something a lot of people would have never experienced.
I probably never would have.
No, yeah. So we're getting to go on these safaris and stuff too to experience the culture and what makes Africa beautiful, because they take a lot of pride in their Maasai, one of the oldest tribes in Africa, which is a beautiful people. I got to dance around the fire with them. Me and May did.
We may try to go. We may do that. We'll see.
Okay, cool. But
It's a long
no, I'm
trip.
saying, but really, because you know me, which I'm like, I don't want to. If I go on vacation, I want to stay somewhere local, somewhere where I can actually experience the culture, what it's like to really be there, and that's one thing that's really attracted me to missions is the wildness and the simplicity of Africa.
Yeah, and we could something as simple as bathrooms and things like that. We joke about it, and we talked about how you
Hey, insert picture of a long drop right here.
yeah,
I'll send
long
it to
drop. What about? And you never know. People don't shut doors, and the culture is way different.
I'll tell the story.
You can tell the story, but when you go to the restroom, you don't really get toilet paper all the time. You might get a bucket of water. So there's a lot of cultural things you
Just
have
splash
to
some
kind
water on your cheek.
Yeah.
It's very hot. It's very hot.
Yo, Adrian, I need you to come pour this bucket down my crack. Yeah. Hey, okay. So let me tell a story. Okay, so I'm getting ready to preach in Dandora. Shout out Glory Land.
Glory land.
Bishop Amole, we love you,
Yes,
man.
love his team there.
But I was getting ready to preach there, and Bishop Mole doesn't know this. So if he hears this, he may laugh. But so I'm getting ready to preach, and I'm like, man, you know what? I really got to pee before I get up here and preach because, Bishop Mole's brother was up there preaching the house down.
Oh, William.
I mean, better than TD Jakes.
Oh, my God. He's
Better
amazing.
than anyone I've ever heard. And I got to get up
Garrett
after
was
this guy and
scared.
preach.
He was
I looked at Adrian and I
Just
said,
need a stick, didn't he?
oh, my God. I said, what am I
Hey,
going to
did
do?
y'all see that coming? He came out of nowhere.
No,
didn't
and he preached. I'm telling you, when I say preach the best message, I wanted to run on the roof of that church. But
Yeah,
It was amazing.
good.
Yeah, but why keep going? I just want to ask that question just before we go.
oh, why do they just want to hear you preach? They'll
Yeah.
sit there all day and listen to you teach.
That's
will.
wild.
But so, anyways, before I go,
6 hours.
Yeah.
before I get up, me and Phil, I'm like, hey Phil,
Pack a lunch.
because we once again another security thing that we have always talked about is when you go to the restroom, you don't go anywhere alone together. So,
He
so,
might be
so I
trapped
said,
in a long drop.
I said, hey Phil, I got to go pee. Let's go. So we went.
Did Phil open the door?
I did.
Jeez.
So I walk up and I'm like rushing because I got to pee, And I went and yanked on this door. Let me show you what I
Show
saw
the
because
people
it is a
what we
long
do.
drop. And
Hey,
a long
listen,
drop.
Demonstrate for us.
We just showed you a picture of a long drop. Okay, so this man was like this.
If you're listening, please go to YouTube for this part.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get my mic. He is holding a stick, doing this number right here to keep his balance. They keep his stick in the bathroom so that you can balance while you
Yeah.
so that you can balance while you're going number 2.
Yeah.
So he's holding a stick. I open the door. He drops the stick, covers, and then he comes back. I see him later in the church. So
Did you shake his hand?
I know. I have to listen. I have to get up and minister, knowing I just saw this guy's everything squatted over a long drop. So me and Phil, at this point, I pee and I run back into service, praying to God he didn't see me. But yeah, so make sure you lock the door of the long drop and, don't pull too
The whole
hard.
time he's sitting in the pews looking at Garrett like
the
this.
culture, and the culture's different. You
No,
have
he
to
was
be
squatting on the
prepared
side.
for the ladies just to, if they got to just number one, they just squat and go.
Yeah.
It's just, and the men do it just
Bro,
Yeah.
right
Bro,
there, bro.
our-
I'm just
one
saying.
of- one of our safari guys-
You have to be just.
one of our drivers was wild. Okay, so we met him. He wasn't in our truck, thankfully, but he was in another truck.
Thank God.
A lot.
I think Tammy and all them.
A lot
had
of
it.
people
Oh,
know
Lord.
what I'm talking about, but here's how it started, okay? So we get out on the safari, and they're supposed to be looking out for lions and stuff, okay? So all the men go together to go pee behind this bush, and he's over there clearing it out. Well, he isn't just clearing it out, he whips it out. And it's turned right side,
They
broadside,
don't care. It is.
And,
it's not a big deal to them.
just peeing in all his glory. Okay, so listen, this isn't where it stops. He had a flat tire on the way in. So he dropped it off at a tire shop, okay? And he paid for the repair before he left. So he gets back. There's a different attendant at the tire shop. And this guy's like, you didn't pay. He said, oh, I paid. So this man, all of our church people in the back of the car, hold up. All of our church, he grabs a 2x4 out of the back of the Land Cruiser
chasing the guy.
and chases this mechanic around the tire shop, trying to beat the crap out of him for not giving him a tire.
Yeah, we had to.
Like-
I had to have a talk with him, by the way.
Bro,
I wasn't giving him no tip. I said, "You got to control your temper." Yeah.
it was so wild. Like they got back and they said, "Yeah, our driver chased somebody around with a 2x4," and we're all like, "What?" Because dude, we got to the house like an hour earlier than them. We were
Yeah.
like, "Where are they?"
Flat tire. Those are things you had to be prepared for.
Yeah.
Also, but
Bro, it was the funniest
I'd
thing.
have lost it.
But no, like what Bishop was saying about 6 hours, it is. I'm telling you, once you go and you come back home, you're gonna be like, no, I want to go back.
Yeah,
When it comes
yeah.
to preaching, teaching, whatever you're doing, right? The amount of focus and you're tired. You're tired the way you're tired because they are really pulling on you spiritually.
Yeah.
I mean, they're holding on to every single word you say.
But man, love really fuels
Yes.
you over there because the
Yeah.
thing you're thinking about is, man, I've seen Jesus work, and I'm not going to be the one to stop the flow. And if
Yeah.
Jesus wants to love on somebody today, who am I to stop it? Like
Yeah.
my body may be tired, but He told me He'd quicken it. So let me
Yeah.
get up and God, I'm believing You're going to strengthen it. We had to pray a lot of mornings because jet lag is real, and you will get
Yeah.
tired, you will get moody, you'll wake up feeling dizzy as all get out and not know why. It's crazy, but in those moments,
and as a leader, I have to keep it together because sometimes I had this young crew. There was a couple times I had to go and have personal conversations with Garrett. And then these guys were not feeling well, so I was trying to check on these two guys. They were having,
No, let me tell you,
let's just say they were spreading cheer everywhere. They had, we'd go downstairs, and they'd disappear. They'd have to come back up.
Can I tell you the funniest thing is when Adrian, we had, you wear suits over there. And when Adrian would get up and take his jacket off and throw it over his right shoulder,
we knew.
You knew he was about to go do some business, man.
Yeah. But the thing is,
he's about to go lay that thing down.
But Caleb, you'll see. I have to be that. Even when I didn't feel good or when I didn't, I was tired. You have to stay motivated to keep them going because there's always a lost wallet. There's always Garrett couldn't find his wallet, and there's always something. So there's always these little things you go through that you can't.
Why are you laughing?
You can't make up. He just knows.
Because I remember.
Philip, what did Philip lose his mind? I can't remember Philip. I was like, "Where's?"
My
throat spray.
Peppermint. No, your throat spray.
I was like, "Where?" I said, "Do you have my throat spray?" He goes, "I lost it." I said, "So how?" And I'm trying. I'm patient. He's new. So I said, "How could you lose it? We had it when we left." He goes, "I really don't know." I said, "Okay."
Phil, man. Phil don't care.
And he's just really cool about it. And I said, and he said, "Can we get some?" I said, "They don't make it here, I don't think." So later on, he comes up to me and he said, "I got you." He didn't say a word. He just said, "Here's your throat spray."
It was like 3 days. It was like 3 days.
3 days later. And he goes, "Oh, he was rolling around in the back of Tom's car."
Oh yeah.
You remember that? So you got to deal with that kind of stuff and try to encourage. It's okay because he felt bad. He really felt bad. And he did such a good job. And so, it's really about navigating in the moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And all the years of preparation get you ready for that.
Yeah, I think the wildest thing to me, though, just hearing all the stories and obviously going to be able to experience it for myself as Landon brings Garrett's drink on the set
Thank
right
you,
now.
Landon.
You get so used to like this agenda for like your casual American church. You come in, praise and worship's 30 to 45 minutes. Preacher gets up there and it's like, all right, shut it off. Quench the spirit, as some people like to say.
Yeah, okay. If you can do that.
I think, and again, like you said, to be, so unselfish in that moment and say, who am I to stop the spirit? That guy just preached a fire message, but I'm going to get up here and do my best to follow up with it. And I think...
but see, the congregation there is prepped to sit.
They're hungry
taking
for
notes.
Yeah.
And they will sit there for 6 hours. They may show up late, but they will stay with you till you get done.
Hey, can I say it? Because I was so self-conscious. I was honest. I'm going to be dead honest. And after hearing Bishop Amole preach, and Adrian knows because he was sitting beside me. I was so self-conscious before I got up there, and I felt like I bombed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh man, okay, so he just crushes it, preached the house down. I get up now. I feel like I'm bombing it. And then on the way back, and a few days later, man, everybody was coming up to me. They're like, "You're a teacher.
Yeah.
Like you're a teacher. Like they're
gonna spot. Whatever your calling is, or your gift, or whatever it is. Yeah. They will pick it out
because I felt inadequate. And Cecilia, actually, I rode home with her on Sunday, I rode home with her on Sunday. I preached at Victorious Life, and then I rode back with her, and she just really blessed me because she's like, I did not know you could teach like that. Like you're a teacher. She just kept telling me that you're a teacher, and it blessed me because what I felt so inadequate because, my dad goes over there, preaches crusades, and like, you see heaven falling everywhere, and it's like, I'm gonna get up here and teach you some cool words, guys. And it's like, but man, they grasp onto everything. If it's word and it's true and it resonates with them, it's
right.
Yeah.
And it's investing your time in these leaders personally. You know what I mean? Not just ministry moments. Everything. A lot of that. There is ministry moments, but investing in you guys and my team in these, personally in these moments. It's like, shout out to Letitia. I seen Letitia get up in the morning. Her being frustrated and tired. I've seen Ray crying. I've seen, going through some things. I've seen,
Yeah.
even grown men going through stuff. Maddie would get the door get messed up. You go through these little things.
Yeah, Maddie got locked in the bathroom and started crying.
It's
Yeah.
not just ministry moments, man. It's about learn how to navigate. One of the things about this vision of this ministry is about people being better together and coming together and learning how to live. And I don't want to just go to church. I want to have a relationship with all
Yeah.
of us, right?
Yeah.
And so this really builds that.
Yep.
You know what people. Listen. I can be a rear end at the airport. I can be a little tough sometimes on these mission trips, and you're going to go and people are going to find things that they don't like about Caleb or you don't like about Garrett because maybe Garrett does something silly on it. Whatever. You get to see the real people, right? Mm-hmm. And you get to navigate it. And we try to channel that together. You have your private time, then I'll make everybody come together and have a time like at the hotel. We all sat downstairs and just kind of covered, hey, how's things going?
Like we did in Ohio
Like a
too.
team builder thing.
Yeah, like in Ohio. Yeah.
But there were private moments. Hey guys, go get some rest. I'll see you. I'll meet you at 4:00. Let's get something to drink.
Yeah.
Wait on
First one out the room.
Yeah, so that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
But you invest in you invest in them before the ministry moments.
Yeah. Like I said, everybody over there that we've encountered is truly family. I mean, when we go back now, it's like, when we preach it or teach at V Church or whatever we're doing there, it's like we're just going into our house because you spend so much time there seeing the kids. You see them during their school day.
Yeah.
You see them in Hakuna Matata Kids Choir. How hard all of them work to put together the crusades.
Yeah.
And how, man, I'm telling you, if they could roll you out a red carpet before you walked on the ground, they would. Everybody there wants to serve you with humility, and they want to give you more than what you need.
Yeah.
They want to make sure that you are fully taken care of, and that's truly family. I am itching to get back to Bishop Tom and Cecilia's house. I can see the gate right now, and I'm like ready to go back and have some samosas. Yeah.
So so before
Look
we
up samosas if you don't know
ever
what they
got
are.
on the platform, we sat at people's tables. We were there, fellowshipping with them. And
Wait, what'd you just say? That was profound.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Before we ever preached on a platform, we sat at their tables. You know what I mean? Really.
Yeah.
Hashtag that.
Yeah, I sat at Waffle House with Bishop Tom. Really, we sat together. So I don't want a mission trip. I want a relationship.
Yeah.
I want a partnership. We're in the year 2017 will be when we go it'll be our 10th anniversary of being with Bishop Tom.
2027.
10 years. 2027. So it'll be our 10th year, and
We gotta
what a
celebrate
great
that while we're
partnership.
there.
His ministry has exploded. What we need for our ministry here at Living Way to explode.
It will.
And
It's
I believe
coming.
we had a big impact on helping connect with the child and CI and everything that's happened up there. We're growing. And I don't know if you guys got to go see it. He's even built a guest house now. We may even get to stay at that one, which would be amazing if it's ready.
It looks like something out of Beverly Hills.
Yeah, it's really nice. So, I mean, those are partnerships. So, last thing I'm going to say is because I know we got to wrap this thing up today, but when you do these trips, and we're talking a lot, it seems a lot more complicated now, doesn't it? As you listen, you gotta have integrity, and you gotta follow through, right? And one of the things that are real big, first of all, I expect my host to do what he said he would do, and he expects me to do what I said I'm going to do.
Yeah.
No broken promises and no over promising, right? So you know what I mean. I'm not going. You know what? I didn't even tell you were going to preach one time, did I? But you were begging me to stop. You know, hey, I don't know if I can preach. Not begging. You know what I'm saying? Your voice was gone.
Well, I'm going to say this
Yeah.
too on that, just to kind of defend Adrian, because he sings, which
Sure,
when he
we
leads,
wore him out. We
when he
did.
leads worship passionately. When he preaches passionately. You add a 7-hour difference in there, you are worn slap out. And once they hear you once, they want to invite you to every revival, every get together they're having.
I had to turn down assignments. We said no, we can't.
Yeah.
Remember they were trying to book us somewhere that Monday afternoon. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Somebody actually said, if we can get you out of here at 1:30, can you go preach somewhere else? I said, no. It was done.
Yeah.
Because we were done. God
And you
told
could
me
feel
we were
that,
through, right?
Really quick, a weird thing, you could feel that. Like you always say when the mission is, you've always said when the mission is done, you know when it's done. And I never really experienced that until I went to Africa. And we're sitting there, I could feel it in my spirit, like, okay, I've released everything you've
Do you
asked
know
me
when
to
it was
release,
done?
God. I felt
Let me
it.
tell you when it was done. As soon as I stepped off the podium
Yep.
during that ordination, I looked at all y'all, and it was like, where's the airport?
Yep.
I'm done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We were done. You
Yeah.
know when it's over. So
Yeah.
trust, and the great thing is, but we built trust, and it's built when, what everybody did and everything we did there, it shows up even after our words are gone. Even so,
Yeah.
it's still there working, even though we're gone.
Yep.
They're begging for us to come back.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Our all the youth events that we did at V Church, all the services we preached are still, all of us are still floating around there,
Sure.
still being watched. Like, it's
Crazy.
amazing.
It's crazy. It is crazy. What are our questions? What?
Let's see, I'm trying to think. I'm ready to go back now. We're talking about it so much. I'm like I can see it, I can smell it, I can feel it. I'm ready to
Well,
go.
if you're in the middle of a move of God and you're preaching, you got to poop.
Listen, you know
That's
what?
a real question.
That's a good question.
You asked that
That
seriously.
happens.
But even when I wasn't like feeling the best, you will
Almost a whole.
seriously find out how true the gospel is when you go over there.
Yeah.
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 You will clearly see it. When it's time to do the work, bro, all that other stuff that was going on prior to you actually
Just gone.
getting on that platform, it's going away.
Yeah.
And like we was joking about it, but seriously, bro, when I was preaching and when I was singing, I almost fell off that stage twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
You
Holy
can
Spirit
rem-
called me. Seriously.
I can remember when I was at the ordination, and this I don't know why it's such a key moment for me, but I put my head down in my lap and I was praying. I remember just like letting out a breath and saying, God, I feel like I've given everything I can, everything you've asked me to do. I feel like I've given it, and I felt it. Just that was it. That was a trip, man, and it was fulfillment. You know,
It was
I don't
power
know what
packed.
to say.
We never had really a dull moment or really down.
Let me say this: after they finally brought me a bottle of Coke.
Yeah, it was when I opened my bottle of Fanta. I knew
Yeah,
it was.
because hey, listen, they made rounds, and I know. Listen, I understand order, but I was thirsty, bro. I was about to go punch somebody in the face, bro.
I think Garrett jumped up and got one of the milk crates of drinks.
Oh, I wanted to go take one.
Here
Because
I
I'm
am.
telling you, they serve them in a glass bottle too.
Yep.
They're so much
And
better.
I'm stuck over there on the corner still burning up hot. So a couple of things. I know we got to get done, but, missions, you really got to take chances to change the world, okay?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do this time. And you got to step out with full clarity. We've been talking about clarity, clear vision all year. I wrote these notes down. And there were times I didn't have full funding, I didn't have a full plan, and I didn't have full support. But I had clear directions from God, the Holy Spirit, and I knew it was going to work. If you wait, you're going on your first trip. If you wait for perfect conditions, you're never going to move,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Faith moves before it's comfortable, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's time to be uncomfortable later.
Yeah.
When you get your credit card statement, you got a $2,000 plane ticket, then you need to figure it out later. Right?
Hallelujah.
So, and you risk your reputation. Listen, I've been made fun of in this community. I made fun of other people. You said earlier in broadcast one, there's plenty of people to take care of here. They all
Yep.
mock us. They all make fun of us.
Oh, yeah.
But then you'll see the same pastor. They'll go to the Caribbean, or they'll go to Hawaii, or they'll go somewhere else. If you can do that, you can make disciples of nations. And if you got money to do this or do that with, you can still be training disciples
Yep.
to fill your place. Because what I want to do, you guys are young. I'm training y'all now to where you guys are. And Bishop Tom's a young guy. He's 15, 20 years younger than me. You guys will be able to take this mantle from me one day and carry it to the Liams of the world and your children of the world and Micah's of the world and the Emerys of the world. All this generation, that is because what good is it for me to have a relationship if I don't leave a legacy behind that they can say, man, this is some of Bishop Tim's people from way back when we started in 2017.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
That's
So I'm willing to risk reputation, and I'm willing. Listen, people can say what they want here at this ministry. Oh, you've wasted thousands of dollars. I haven't wasted that. How do you put a price tag on that? Your host called you.
Yeah.
His dad respected you enough, wanted him to come to speak at his
can't,
memorial
yeah.
service. How do you put a price tag on that?
No.
You can't. So that's where I'm at.
Not only that, but to see, and I'm not being weird, but everybody that we've come in contact with has advanced.
Absolutely.
Dina from the day one.
Amazing.
Here's the thing: when my mom and dad first went to Africa, women were not allowed to speak behind pulpits
In a lot of churches.
in a lot of churches. My mom, whenever they're preaching,
Purity was the first one.
And Purity ended up starting her own church from this.
Life Church Memory, shout out to her and her husband.
Yeah,
Daniel.
and not only that, but many other women began standing up and having a
Yes.
voice. And just a lot of people don't realize the impact that you guys have made. I've always said, man, your impact, people see this and they're like, oh, like you said, 150, 200 people, and they're like, oh, okay, cool. But they don't see the international impact that you're having on the earth. And
7
beautiful.
years ago, I walked on stage.
Beautiful, beautiful.
They chose Dina to interpret for me. She was very shy, a praise and worship director. And she was waiting on me to come up, and the women are very humble, and she was waiting on me to be respectful. And I looked at her. And I just stayed there, and she wouldn't look at me. And she finally looked at me. I said, "You're not done." She let out a yell, and we took over that. I have never seen nothing like she did. She took over that service like I've never seen. She told me that was the moment that God transformed her. That was her, transfiguration moment that catapulted her in ministry now. And now she's got one. I don't know if y'all know this. She's got the surrender song that she kind of did. After,
I was just about to put a plug in.
She did after my surrender series, that is trending. One of her biggest hit songs of all time. Her video. Well, how great is that to be a part of that?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing.
And to be a part of you guys.
Hey, Dina,
Yeah.
Dina is our sister, man.
Dina
Yeah.
is just
We're gonna have her on.
one of the finest young
Yeah.
ladies. Oh, absolutely, one of the finest young ladies. Her and her family, her brother, Bishop Tom, all of them over there. It's just a great thing. How do you put a price tag on that, right?
can't.
No.
So, and here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. I love that God. God could have sent me. It would have been nice if He sent me to Honolulu, or if He sent us to Paris, and I've been to Paris. I did a wedding in Paris. Thank God He allowed us to do that, or Rome. But God sent me to Babadogo. He sent me to Garden Estate. He sent me to Mathega Road. I'm glad that God is investing in places that other pastors might overlook.
Yeah.
You know what they told me? They said, "Bishop, you'll come to Babadogo. Only the big guys will go to Kasarani Stadium. They won't come here to the slums. We've begged them to come here." I'm the first one to go to Babadogo Fields since Reinhard Bunke did it 25 years ago in the same field before the buildings were there. Remember them telling the
Reinhard
story?
Bunke was there.
He did almost 1 million people in that same field.
Wow.
And can I say this? They're fighting to keep that field right now because the
Yes.
government is trying to seize that land
To put buildings on it.
to put buildings on it. But it's the only place in that community where kids have to go and actually play. So while we're having the crusade, they're in the background playing soccer, enjoying their time. And while we're setting up the stage and doing all that, they're over there playing soccer and just
And let's be honest, saying yes to when they invite us, and it would be easier to say no and just keep the
Of course,
resources
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
We could use 20 grand here probably, or 50
Yeah.
grand here, right? So every major kingdom impact started with somebody willing to take a risk. Right?
yeah, that's so true.
That's us. And
Yeah.
we're going to make an impact. I'm telling you, you guys don't even realize what's going to take place this time.
Hey,
Yeah.
prophesy, Bishop.
No, I believe it,
I'm
man.
with it.
It is going to. I mean, in Ohio was a snapshot into
Yeah,
that.
you guys are already starting to take it
Yeah.
on the road.
Yeah, God.
We took it to Orlando too.
Yeah,
And I'll say this too, just because you just said that. I feel like I hate to say that God tests you. I don't like saying that because I'm never gonna test my son.
I think He allows you to go through things.
I think He allows us
Do
to
you
go
allow
through.
your son to go through things? and
Correct.
learn?
He's got to learn. Yeah, but I don't dangle something over Landon's face and say,
Yeah,
"Hey,
no,
I'm gonna test
no.
you with this."
No.
But I think God was just willing to see, are they going to be obedient?
He puts good things.
Absolutely.
He puts
Correct.
good things there to see how you were going to react.
So when
to
the
it.
idea
Yes.
was pitched to us roughly 10 days before, two weeks before,
Yeah.
God knew we had to be there.
Yeah,
And He was going to say, He's like, okay, if they say yes, they're fitting to experience
Legacy
growth.
Church in Ohio is a pivotal and will
It
always
is.
be a pivotal
It's a pivotal
moment in
moment for us
this.
because
It really was.
the
Well,
growth.
I didn't really hammer this trip down till after you guys got back. So
Yep.
maybe it was you guys
It
being
was the
obedient.
shift.
and doing
Everything
that.
shifted
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah.
Because we've grown 46 countries roughly since
Yeah.
we go. That was 3 weeks ago.
We've got invited to Pakistan probably 45
Yeah,
times
we just
now.
we just hey we
Be
just
very careful, Pakistan.
Yeah.
We love you, Pakistan.
Yeah, we
but
love
be
you,
careful.
Pakistan.
we
It's
just
not our
took a
calling
call
yet.
from Pakistan right before we filmed, which was wild.
Yeah, we did. It was pretty cool.
It was actually really cool to
Yeah.
talk with a fan over in Pakistan. So
and they actually listen. They're real.
yep, a real person.
Right.
Yep.
She was in her family home.
Yep.
We all three spoke with her, so
So
it's cool. Shout out you.
It's just cool, man. And I just
can't
don't
remember her
think
name.
like this isn't like the peak. Like God's like, hey, you guys are ready. I'm ready. God's been ready. He's seated.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
he's waiting on
blowing up.
us.
Yeah, definitely.
So you got, and it's just like me with this missions in 2011. You got to you're trusting God with the outcome.
Yep.
You plant, you water, but God brings an increase. Now watch this. Some results come immediately. Y'all having some immediate success. Others took years.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it did.
For sure.
Remember I went 2011, 12, 14, 15.
My dad
to
went
something-
2011 with you, right?
Yeah, he did the first
That's
one.
right, yeah.
We went, and he went back in the new one too.
Yep.
So we had 4 that were kind of foundational, but then we catapult. But it took obedience
Yeah.
and faith to be willing to, because man, it's hard once you trust somebody to switch.
Yeah.
But you know, I knew it was the right time.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm ready, gents.
So
Yeah.
it's good. So what else? So again, like I said, you guys, you know, if you want to give, I know you can go to these podcasts.
Yep.
Giving.
We're going to start a GoFundMe.
The GoFundMe.
That way you
Well,
guys
yeah,
can see the
Already announced
results.
too. My 60th birthday's coming up June tonight. Shout out to 60. I
out to
feel
60.
great. And really, in lieu of anybody giving me any gifts, I want you to give to our Living Way Global Missions.
There we go.
For our Kenya trip of 2027. We're living beyond Sunday.
Yeah.
Everything taken in during that weekend, you know, I'm going to give to the missions to make sure that we have opportunity to make this the most impactful, you know, trip that we've ever done.
Can you tell people real quick how they can give to Living Way Global Mission?
Yeah, you can go to livingwayga.com / you go to the missions tab and just give and put Kenya Team Kenya 2027.
Yeah, but
Team
there's
Nairobi.
also-
Actually, let's put LBS Africa 2027.
yeah, whatever you want to do. LBS.
Because you're part of this too.
Yeah,
you're
absolutely.
You are living beyond Sunday.
Absolutely,
You're the
of
father.
course. We're gonna.
Yeah.
It's gonna be phenomenal. And like I said, we're gonna do.
We gotta get you
and
more
when we're
merch.
there, we're gonna have you guys on assignments. You know, I'll be doing things. You guys will be with me at the crusade, but a lot of the rest of it's gonna be really about networking and setting up, and it's gonna be clunky. I'm not prophesying, but it'll be clunky at first. This first one will be a little clunky,
Yeah.
but we'll learn from this one, and
Yeah.
they'll understand our vision
Yeah.
even better. So don't get discouraged, and you know.
And once again, it's going to take a lot of planning. So when we get there,
You got to have things set up already there.
Yeah,
People-
day
yes.
one is going to be grinding, making sure all the technical
Yep.
stuff is good, making sure we're good. It's going to be fun though. I
Yeah.
cannot wait.
So a couple of things I want to touch base on. I'll let you. We can get out of here. You know. So what's the real impact of missions? What these things about? Churches get strengthened, not here and there. We're raising leaders up. Think about how many people have been on these trips have turned into
Yeah.
great leaders. We're touching communities, right? Long-term partnerships, right? These are not just one-time events where I'm just going to show up and do one stadium and leave, not build it. Missions is successful when they don't need me anymore. When I got you guys to do it, right? But they still want you there. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
that's awesome.
Yes.
So, you know,
Yep.
and things I've learned, right? Some leadership things I learned from adaptability, being ready to pivot on the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, I was scheduled to go here, but I got to go there. Okay, no problem. Listening to leadership, understanding they're looking out for our safety and things like that.
Yeah.
Presence matters more than, you know, who's speaking. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Mhm.
Presentation. I don't really care who's speaking. You know what I
No,
mean?
yeah.
It's about all of us. And you guys will see, I'll put you guys out front. It makes sense when we got a school to have the young guys there, the gals there, leading that.
Yeah.
It's
And-
fun
and-
when you have your people there, sitting in the audience, and you just hear your home people cheering you on.
Exactly.
It is amazing because I mean nobody's fighting for opportunity. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And everybody's just cheering each other on.
Y'all keep bringing up the school, but I just got something I will never say again when I go over there. So we're at the school with all these kids. And how many was it? Like maybe 300 kids?
Yeah,
No,
that's a lot.
At the big school,
Yeah.
over 1,000.
Oh,
In the
yeah.
field, there's
Oh,
over
yeah.
1,000.
Yeah,
It's the
that
whole
is true.
school.
That is.
That was a whole school. Yeah, that was a lot of people.
Listen, so I get up, right? God gives me this word of knowledge. And I get up and I say,
Oh, this is hilarious.
I said, God told me someone is having issues with their stomach. Right? The second I say that, the kids just bust out.
Bro, they
laughing.
all start laughing, and Bishop Tom has to come up and explain to him. He said, "You're saying the way they're translating is you're saying they're having pooping problems."
Yes.
But that's not what I was saying. I was
But
like,
well, maybe they were having problems. I think you were
well,
prophesying to
eventually,
yourself.
hey, I experienced it before I said it. But no, eventually kids did end up coming up, and there was a couple of them that were
Yeah.
actually having issues with their stomach. But the language barrier you'll find out how much slang you actually
Oh yeah,
use.
some of the slang here it does not translate
Yeah,
well.
in fact, I tell everybody be careful about joking. Just because they don't get your jokes.
Oh, yeah.
So you're gonna have a hard.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a hard time.
I agree.
Because I would one time I said I'm this old country boy from Covington, Georgia, and they're like, they look at me. I said, never mind.
They don't even
They
care.
don't understand
They don't
that.
care about that.
No.
Yeah, they don't. They want you power. They want power, good teaching. They want to have fun. They want you to be real with them. They want you to be their friend. And if you give them $5, they'll be real happy. So don't give them any money.
Hey, no, that is fun. I mean, like at the end of V-Church, I love V-Church. That is, like I said, I'm staying in their family. Like at the end, getting to hang out with everybody. I mean, just
It's
man,
awesome.
it's amazing. I'm so ready to get back.
So the vision of missions as we close, it's not about how far I can go or you can, it's about how big of an impact you can have, right? And listen, I took some chances. We all took chances. We walked by faith. We built trust, one relationship at a time. Now today, you're kind of seeing the fruit of those decisions and the fruit of those actions still speaking. So here's the deal. And some of you may be saying, man, I want to get involved with missions. Well, come to Living Way World Church. That's what we're doing. We're making disciples to the nations. You come here, I promise you, and you have a desire, God will put you in front of me. And I've took chances on people, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, a lot.
Probably too many chances.
Yeah.
But when you align with God's vision, you don't just visit nations, you start transforming them. And I believe that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're having an impact. And I love Peru, don't get me wrong. I know Pastor Darrell and Donna that took us to Peru. I love everywhere that was a great training ground for our team. But the gospel being preached, that is our calling. 4051 and the Babadogo area, the Garden Estate area, the Kaw West area, that's our district, man. That's where God wants us.
In my closing, I want to say one thing. One thing we didn't talk about was the fact that the whole team of pastors from CIA that run the school,
right.
run the Samantha Shepherd, they drove. They all listen to this. I just want to.
They didn't drive.
Yes, they did. They all got together. Yes,
They
did.
walked.
Someone walked and drove. It drove 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours of driving on African roads, which is not easy. Potholes. When I say pothole, it's really a ditch. But
Senior pastors.
senior pastors drove, and not only drove, but they all stayed in the same house. Some of them slept on the floor.
Yeah.
Because they wanted Bishop, our spiritual father, my dad, to ordain them into the ministry.
Yeah.
So they drove. They walked. They did whatever they slept on the ground, man. They did
They want to be
whatever.
part of the Crusades.
They did whatever it took to be there. They sat on stage with us. They ate dinner with us. They celebrated with us. They cried with us.
True.
It was one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen in my life. And to know that my dad is having that much of an impact is just amazing. It makes all the questions from childhood. Why is Dad doing this? Why does he have to go do it? Why? You know what I mean? Because as a child, you don't know these things. And it was a full circle moment for me.
And you really can't explain it to people when you get home. And we'll talk more about that down the road. When you get home, you can't explain this.
No.
People at church are like, well, what happened?
Can't explain it.
Words don't do it justice. Do they?
No.
So you really almost have to experience it. But as a body of Christ, you hear it in our messages. You get to feel it. You haven't been, but you've probably felt it, seen it. Yeah. Even when these guys got back, you're like, man, okay. Obviously, something's clicked that if I'm asked to go this time, I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going to commit and go. And it's going to change your life. I'm excited you're going to go. I'm excited you're going to be a part of it. It's going to change your life forever. Your family's not going to understand it. Your kids won't understand it like Garrett, but one day they will. One day your son will be just like Garrett is sitting here going, wow, I didn't understand it then, but now I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
As you guys are leading trips.
Yeah.
You may have a whole, you guys will have your own jet taking,
Amen.
your own
Prophesy.
TV production, going over there doing those things and going, man, our bishop started this a long time ago. Who knows what could happen, man? You guys could have a whole city, that you guys built off your podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I received that.
Changing people's lives forever, right?
Yeah.
What better to invest our seed? I think about this time. I see these churches wasting their seed. I'm not picking on churches again, but I see people that waste their seed on things that could be really impacting the earth. They're wasting their time on missionaries. They're not doing real gospel. We need to be preaching the gospel, building relationships, preparing people for the future. Because if we don't, we'll end up like Europe, where it's godless.
Yeah, and can I say this? Building wells and helping the orphans and all that is fruit of preaching the gospel.
It is.
So you preach the gospel. Make sure you are studied and trained in the gospel.
Yeah.
Make sure that you are prepared to answer the hard questions that are going to be asked, because there will be some asked. But not only that, but have the servant's heart to also get down and clean the long drop or whatever it may be. I mean, I'm just saying.
Take a bucket of water and throw it, baby.
Caleb said no. But
Man.
No, but
But what,
you get what I'm saying though, like for real though.
yeah, and what I'm saying, it's important. If I listen, we have a medical doctor here. I'd love to take we took Dr. DeLay with us to Congo. It's great to have a doctor or have somebody go.
My wife is a nurse.
Yeah, it's great to take people like that. But when you go, it's not about a selfie. I love getting pictures with the kids. If they want to get one, I'll take it. We'll post it if they want to do that. But it's not about that for me. It is about the impact, though. I've took pictures of the crowd, not for the crowd's sake, but to say, wow, how did I get here?
Right.
It blows me away.
Yeah.
Here I am in the middle of the other side of the earth, doing what God called me to do. And how did I get here? But it's by faith, man.
Yeah.
It's by faith.
Yeah, and I love it. I love it. I cannot wait to enjoy it with all
I really
of you
appreciate
guys.
you guys having me on, man. This series. I know we've been here a long time today, but man, what a great conversation. This is my heart. This is my passion. I could talk about it 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
I'm excited now after talking to you guys about the preparation.
Me
And
too.
I can't wait to teach Caleb how to pack and do
packing cubes,
cubicles.
baby.
And I'm excited to see how this team transforms and builds into what we're going to have it. I would like to have within the next 7 to 10 days, the name's done and we're ready to say go ahead, let's buy tickets.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And again, we're taking you guys with us. So
Yeah.
if you want something to sow into,
Please.
believe with us, but don't just sow and believe. Pray over this. Pray with us. Because again, we're trying to go and leave an impact. We're not just going just to check a box and say, hey, Living Beyond Sunday went to Africa. We want to go over there and help change and shift the culture and shift their mindset, and help them in their walk with Christ and understanding who they are and understanding that they're a son as well. So you guys are going with us.
Yeah.
You know, again, you're not helping pay to go on vacation. We're simply going to preach this gospel.
And
we can't do it without you.
last thing. So we are really going to do a documentary, but also one thing I really want to do is we are going to be posting every sermon that we preach from Africa. So there'll be a clip. We'll be taking our camera. So
Okay.
we'll be recording.
This is news to us.
Yeah, so we'll be recording every sermon. So that way you guys can be part of it. And then, like I said, we're going to put together a little documentary when we get back, and we'll let you know a release date on that. It'll be our first one, so pray for us.
It's going to be great. We're going to start working with our technical team there to get everything set up now
Yep.
in preparation. So that's really, man,
Yeah.
first of all, thank you guys for having me on.
Thank you for
I get
being
to come
on.
on every few months. I'm excited, man. What great guests you guys have had. Dr. Oliver Reed, Bobby Shane Brooks. You've had other great leaders on here, other great people, the Biddies. I know I've seen them on here. I know y'all doing some things with them. I love the Thursday night Ask Any Question. And I know, listen, you guys are going to get some pushback. And I want to tell everybody this, and I want to say this very clearly. And you come to Living Way World Church, I'm going to challenge you to think differently than you've ever been taught before. And I challenge these guys to make y'all think. You may not always agree with everything that we say or do, but what I would encourage you to do is to study it out and decide for your own self.
Yeah, come on.
One of the biggest problems in organized religion today is everybody thinks they got it figured out. And I'm going to be honest with you, none of us really have it figured out.
No.
We're all a work in progress. And I will tell you this, the problem with the Church of America today and what happened in Europe is they quit learning. They thought they had it all figured out. The Word of God is living and breathing. So it's ever moving and changing. It really is. And it's adapting to the world we live in today. So, be real careful to judge and be more apt to pray
Yeah.
and have God reveal to you. So maybe the way these guys see it or the way I see it is not the way you see it, but we can all come to the agreement that Jesus is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
That's
Amen.
it.
That's it.
And that we're
It's
all
just
citizens
Jesus.
of the kingdom.
Yep.
And we're all trying to come to a common agreement. Sometimes we're having conversations, some tough conversations. I taught you guys about Revelation, and about the 666 and about the Left Behind series. Now everybody's telling you that that stuff probably wasn't true. It is true. We know the Bible is a book of history too, right?
Yeah.
And you got to take all these things. So keep an open mind, pray, believe, and let's all support one another and help edify the kingdom of God.
Yeah, this has been episode 47. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Later.
In the chaos, you draw near, whispering words I long to hear. Peace be still, the storm will fade. At your word, the winds obey. You hold the heavens, yet call my name. You bore my cross, embraced my shame. Peace be still.
Looking for coffee that actually means something? Grab a bag of Beans to Cost coffee. It's roasted fresh to order, so it isn't just sitting around on some shelf. Every bag has scripture on it, and guess what? Even better, 10% of every purchase goes to support missionaries around the world.
Great coffee, turn purpose. Way better than the big brands.
Hit that link below, grab your bag, and use code LIVING10 to get 10% off your order. Beans to Cost Coffee.
Drink good, do good.
And feel good throughout your day. We love you.